In this episode of The Buzz, we're debating whether Beauty and the Beast leading man is too good looking and also looking at the CW's hot new superhero. Hi, I'm Becky Kirsch.
I'm Shannon Vestal, and we're bringing you the highlights from the CW's new fall shows.
The CW is getting in on Hollywood's fairy tale craze with a reboot of the 80s series Beauty and the Beast. But there is a big difference between this version and that's that the Beast isn't that beastly.
Right, this time around, Jay Ryan is playing the Beast, whereas in the 80s series, it was Ron Perlman. Now, Jay Ryan is this very good-looking, charming actor from New Zealand, and on the show, he just kind of has a scar on his face. And there are times when he does transform into a character that's a little bit more scary, beastly, but I don't really see a problem that Kristen Crook's character is going to encounter. And producers at the panel kind of skirted this issue, saying his beastliness is on the inside, and that's what her character is going to have to get over. But it's still a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah, I mean, in the 80s series, Ron Perlman was a beast at all times. Like, you never even saw his real face. And in this case, turns into like this Incredible Hulk kind of beast sometimes, but it's still not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you pointed out before that that's not the biggest problem with Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you guys watch the pilot and then decide for yourselves. But Beauty and the Beast isn't the only show that has hot guys. We also have a hot superhero with Arrow.
Right, Stephen Amell is playing Oliver Queen / Arrow, which is based on the DC Comics Green Arrow. It's about this New York City or big city playboy who gets lost on an island for a while and then ends up coming back as a vigilante. And it's sort of, the show is a mystery kind of unfolding about what happened to him on this island. And now, as you can tell from the title, he's really great with a bow and arrow. So Stephen Amell talked about the physicality of this role and how in his training he had to learn archery, and the first thing he did was watch a 45-minute video of footage showing other TV shows and movies that have used archery badly.
And how did Katniss rank on that list?
He didn't name names of what was in that video because he is a gentleman.
Now, what I think is interesting about this show is that the CW has 3 new shows for fall, but this is the only one that I think is really suitable for guys because, you know, superhero shows are always good for guys, and there is a hot girl on this show too, Katie Cassidy, who has been on Gossip Girl and Melrose Place as well. Yes,
and if you're familiar with the lore around Green Arrow, there's a character that there's another comic book character that she may or may not turn into called the Black Canary. And at the panel, a reporter asked Katie Cassidy if her character was going to become Black Canary. And she deflected to a producer who said maybe, which in Hollywood speak to me is a yes.
That sounds promising. I'd like to see a female superhero. That'd be cool.
I would love to, yeah.
Now, what's interesting about the Green Arrow is that we've actually seen him on the CW before, but he was played by Justin Hartley when he was on Smallville. But now Justin Hartley is on a new fall show, Emily Owens, MD.
And at the panel, Justin Hartley was on stage at TCA. He told the best anecdote about how he got this part. He said he really wanted it, but when he first went in and read for it, he didn't get it. So afterwards, his agent suggested that maybe people would take him more seriously if he was wearing glasses. So Justin Hartley just goes down to the drugstore, buys just any old pair of specs, goes back in, and nails that role.
I feel like now when I watch a show, I'm going to be distracted knowing that those glasses aren't real.
Yeah, possibly, but I think it makes him look smarter.
Well, he's pretty cute on the show, and he actually plays the top crush of Emily Owens, who is played by Mamie Gummer, who, if you don't know, is Meryl Streep's daughter. And she plays this sort of like hapless, like awkward character who's really good at her job but is sort of lost in everything else in her life. And when I interviewed Mamie Gummer, I asked her about this, and she said that she's very different from that character. She's a little more sarcastic, a little more dry, but she said that she loves Emily's optimism and hopes that she doesn't lose that.
I really love spending time in her head because it's a really pleasant place to be.
Well, at the panel, people asked if she was sort of the same kind of adorkable that New Girl Zooey Deschanel's character Jess is, and she said kind of, and I see that. Although I'm really watching the pilot, I really felt like, you know, this is Meryl's daughter. She's a great actress. I think this show is going to do well.
Yeah, I agree. Well, those are our highlights from the CW. I'm Becky Kirsch.
I'm Shannon Vestal, and thanks for watching The Buzz.